Hello guys from LCT. I wanted to give a quick shout out to Mark, to Brian, and to the whole LCT crew. I think I met Mark about 18 months ago now, and just when I met him, my life was kind of a little bit of going downwards. I had a couple of clients. I was doing strategic consulting, most for hotels, and I had an okay lifestyle, but without any commitment or anything. The first thing he did is he jumped on a Skype call without even knowing me, and started looking at what I was doing. And he came up with 5 or 6 systems or with 5 or 6 tactics, which he generously shared with me. And I started implementing that almost immediately. Without lying, after 1 week, I started closing strategy sessions, which were worth like $3,000 for a 2-day session at an hotel, for example, which was exactly the same thing I was doing for, let's say, $500 a piece. I started closing PPC clients in the States, which were way more valuable than what I was working on before. I started working on pay-per-lead projects, which are now giving me and providing me with passive income. And I looked at the overall PPC world and pay-per-click marketing totally different, or how to actually reach out to people and tell them what I was actually doing. I could easily say that Mark is responsible for having generated out of what he taught me and out of the follow-up and the mentorship he has given me. He is responsible for, and this is probably a minimum figure, $150,000 within the last 12 to 14 months. He has also been responsible for putting me in contact with people and helping me to reach out to people to do strategic partnerships, which I now work with which I have great contacts, and with which I have great projects which I'm currently working on. I attribute absolutely everything to Mark, which I'm currently doing, because everything what I can think of at the moment is kind of in connection to him and in connection to local client takeover. If I wouldn't have met Mark, I wouldn't have been able to do the partnerships, and I wouldn't have been able to shift my mindset. My mindset definitely shifted at some point in all of this, let's say, crib which I have been doing with him, where he has taught me and he has showed me stuff. I can't tell you exactly when it shifted, but it definitely shifted. And even right now, even at this point where I have a solid income and where I'm still growing my agency and where I'm still scaling, he is still following up. He is still asking me a couple of times per week on how I'm doing. He is still looking at my systems. He is still providing me feedback. And there is really no commitment which he would have in order for doing all of that. So I really appreciate it, and blindfolded, I would say, go ahead and sign up, because it's totally worth your time, and it's totally worth your money and your efforts. Thanks, and take action.